Man United 1-3 Brighton, player ratings. Which star had his worst game since moving to Old Trafford? And who failed to dominate after being exposed for the second goal? Manchester United suffered a fourth defeat in 5 games at Old Trafford as Brighton claimed an impressive 3-1 victory. Yankuba Minteh gave the visitors the lead in the 5th minute before Bruno Fernandes levelled from the spot. United were coming off the back of a thrilling comeback win over Southampton in the week, but there were no heroics this time. Second-half strikes from Kaoru Mitoma and Jorginho Rutter saw the Seagulls take all 3 points, leaving the Red Devils in 13th. Mail Sports' Nathan Salt was on hand to cast his eye over both sets of players. Hesitated when perhaps he needed to be more decisive and come and claim Yankuba Minteh's right-wing cross, which led to the second goal. Was let down by those in front of him when it came to the opener, but made a colossal error spilling a cross which allowed Jorginho Rutter to convert for 3-1. Matthijs de Ligt, 5, was left on his knees looking to the sky when he completely misjudged where Rutter was, and he reacted too late to rectify it once Onana spilled the cross. Was solid for large spells, but his positional awareness can often let him down at crucial times. Harry Maguire, 5.5, misjudged the defensive line to play Kaoru Mitoma onside for the first goal but soon settled into a rhythm. Amorim likes to protect his lack of pace by quicker players alongside him, and while he marshalled Danny Welbeck well, those either side of him lost their matchups and he had too much to do. Lenny Yoro, 6, was shifted out to the left side of the back 3 after a difficult night at right centre back against Southampton on Thursday. Much like Thursday night, he was given limited protection or help from his wingback, and he continues to be left isolated. One of the few players who was progressive when he had the ball, though, which will please his manager. Noussair Mazraoui, 4, completely lost sight of Mitoma as he spun in behind with ease before teeing up Yankuba Minteh for a tap-in for the opener and then lost track of Mitoma for the second, with the Japanese converting on the stretch. His worst game since joining in the summer by some distance. Kobbie Mainoo, 6, continues to be neat and tidy, but United need him to put a greater stamp on games if they are to return to the upper echelons of the table. Got the better of his battle with Carlos Baleba, which he deserves credit for. Manuel Ugarte, 5, got exposed on the breakaway by Yassine Ayari en route to Brighton's second goal and, as he did against Southampton, found it difficult to establish much dominance at all in the midfield battle. Diogo Dalot, 6, back in the team following his suspension on Thursday, he found life very difficult up against Minteh and as a result found it tough to offer any sort of meaningful presence in attacking phases of play. Did make a crucial block to deny Danny Welbeck towards the end of the first half. Bruno Fernandes, 6.5, was the coolest man in the stadium when he sent Brighton goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen the wrong way from the penalty spot to level this contest up. Cut a frustrated figure thereafter as his final balls flew over or wide. Amad Diallo, 7, again United's most dangerous and dynamic player, but this time even he could not produce the rescue act required to spare United's blushes. His directness keeps fullbacks honest, but carrying the sole creative responsibility isn't going to work forever. Needs teammates to step up or hell be marked out of these games. Joshua Zirkzee, 6, deserves an immense amount of credit for not letting his humiliating first-half substitution against Newcastle United go on to define him in a United shirt. It was his hassling that won United the penalty when he was wrestled to the ground by Carlos Baleba. Offered useful physicality in both boxes, even in defeat. Manager Ruben Amorim, 5, never gets too high, or too low, after matches, and that's perhaps because he knows the roller coaster nature of this job and this club. Tinkered with his side here but could not find the answer to limit the influence of Mitoma and Minteh on the wings. That was where this game was won and lost. Premier League issue statement after VAR ruled out João Pedro's disallowed goal in Brighton's win over Man United. The Premier League have explained the reasoning behind João Pedro's goal for Brighton against Manchester United being ruled out. With the sides level at 1-1, Brighton star João Pedro thought he had put his side in the lead. However, the effort was chalked off, with Brighton defender Jan Paul van Hecke deemed to have fouled United's Diogo Dalot in the build-up. Referee Peter Banks eventually signaled that the goal had been disallowed. Craig Pawson was on VR duty, with Steve Meredith as his assistant. A statement from the Premier League Match Centre X account read the referee's call of goal was checked by VR, who deemed there was a foul by Van Heck on Dalot in the build-up and recommended an on-field review. The referee overturned the original decision and the goal was disallowed. The Premier League have explained why João Pedro's goal against Man United was ruled out. Brighton defender Jan-Paul Van Heck was deemed to have fouled United's Diogo Dalot. Brighton still managed to prevail with a 3-1 victory despite the controversial decision. Yankuba Minte had given the visitors the lead early on before Bruno Fernandes equalised for United. Brighton took the lead on the hour mark, with Kaoru Mitoma finding the net. Jorginho Rutter added a third goal for Brighton in the 76th minute. Brighton are in 9th place in the Premier League following their victory, while United are in 13th. João Pedro, meanwhile, has scored 5 goals in 16 Premier League appearances for Brighton so far this campaign. But Saints went on the offensive again and Onana had to pull off a brilliant double save. Tyler Dibbling had tormented United at St Mary's and he did it again here, turning Lisandro Martinez and past 3 defenders to force another excellent stop from the Cameroonian, who produced an even better one to keep out Fernandes' follow-up with his chest from point-blank range. But Onana couldn't rescue United again when they conceded from another set-piece 3 minutes before the break after Matthijs de Ligt scrambled the ball out for a corner. Matthijs delivered from the right and Dibbling rose in front of Martinez to flick on. The ball hit Manuel Ugarte on the back as he turned and went past Onana as he tried to flap it away. "We've scored a goal, we've scored a goal," sang the jubilant Saints fans. Amorim sent on Antony at the interval, taking off the anonymous Menu and pulling Fernandes back into the middle. They were swiftly followed by Joshua Zirkzee and Toby Collier as Saints began the second period with even greater intent. United rallied and Garnacho drove across to the far post where Antony slid in unmarked but somehow guided the ball into the hands of Aaron Ramsdale rather than over the line. It was a staggering miss. Ramsdale then rushed out to deny Fernandes one-on-one before Diallo snatched an equalizer in the 82nd minute. Zirkzee found him with a pass and the young Ivorian drove at Kyle Walker-Peters on the left. Diallo got a kind ricochet off the Saints defender and didn't need a second invitation, seizing on the loose ball to bury it past Ramsdale.